Hey everybody, this is Don't Hate the Gamer plays Divinity Original Sin 2. This is Mike,
And this is Tyler.
and we're going to go through the gameplay Divinity Original Sin 2. I've been sinking my teeth into this thing for the past 40 hours, and Tyler's just got done installing it.
Yes. Yeah.
The most he's fought right now is with the menus. So
Okay,
we're going
so
to walk him through the character creation.
yeah, so I have played, I've played a lot of RPGs, Baldur's Gate 2,
Right,
Planescape. Those are my
right.
my jam.
Yeah,
So I sort of know I'm familiar with the overall idea of this kind of game, but what am I doing here, Mike?
yes.
What should I go for?
Well,
Um,
in this game, it's really when you're looking at your classes, your presets here. Well, first, let's go over. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. In this game, the races actually really matter.
okay.
Um, your racials do come into play, and they will kind of decide, or they give you a leg up on certain ways to play. Okay, so you're probably looking at dwarf right now, which is the default.
I've been
The
clicking
first thing,
around.
first thing that's shown. Okay.
So man, these are crazy. Fane.
Oh yeah, there's a number of pre-mades in
Oh,
here that
gotcha.
actually have stories that interlock with the main story. So yeah, Fane is an
Okay,
undead.
gotcha.
Undeads are really interesting
Mm-hmm.
in that they can be healed by poison, and they natively always have lockpicks on them because they just use their fingers. Their fingers can fit into the locks. Now, whether or not they're any good at that depends on how you skill them out. Now, I've
Interesting.
played this a few times, and I've done a human cleric and an undead summoner.
Okay.
The undead summoner is about the most broken thing I have experienced. Well, actually, the summoner gameplay is broken as can be, or it feels far stronger than it has any right to be.
Okay, so I'm thinking of a magic user. Well, first of all, I guess what do you like to be? We'll start with there.
Um, this is one of the few games where I really don't mind playing a caster, and I'm really fairly dead set against playing a pure caster.
See, I like casters, so I'm
Right.
interested that you say that because you're right. Some games it's very difficult to sort of get going with a caster.
Or all the casters are fragile.
Exactly.
Well, you can play in such a way on this that your caster is, in a giant pile of metal or at least chainmail. So I think
I'm ready.
Ooh, okay. Knight,
now
Metamorph,
we
Ranger.
will have the option for two NPCs to come with us, and we can kind of tell them what class we want them to lean towards. So we can play what we want to. The preset that's the summoner is the conjurer. Enchanter is interesting because it involves knowing a lot of the elements and how they interact with each other.
Mm-hmm.
Fighter is your sword and board tanky guy. Inquisitor is really interesting from what I can already tell. Everything they do seems to be versus physical armor. So all their abilities work best after you tear away physical armor.
Okay, I'm gonna go Summoner.
Okay.
Um,
The Conjurer.
yes, yeah, Conjurer.
Okay. What race?
I think I might be unoriginal and go human.
Okay, that's fine. Metamorph is. I've heard that's really difficult, so I'm going to shy away from that. I am. Hmm. Wow, okay, yeah, I'm gonna do that.
Okay, I think we're talents here. What is this?
I
Oh
am going
wow,
to go Undead Elf Witch. Just because I have never done this, and it looks interesting. Preset.
interesting. So what talents should I go for here? It looks like there's a few that are. I
Okay,
mean,
talents.
some of these seem
Um,
obvious to like.
right. The talent that I would pick, or there's one talent that everybody says always pick this, and it's called Pet Pal.
Oh, interesting.
Pet Pal lets you talk to animals. And by doing that, if you don't take it, it feels like you're missing out on about a fifth of the game
Oh, interesting.
because the animals that are around give you so much help.
Okay. I think I'll go with that because it sounds
All right.
interesting. Um,
For the tags, these actually affect conversation options.
okay, so it looks like Mystic seems kind of cool.
Yeah.
Although it seems like a lot of people might play something
Jester.
like. Yeah, I feel like Jester would be a fun one.
Yeah, I'm actually going to pick Jester. I'm going to go Jester and Scholar. Okay. Yeah, the sheer volume of options you can pick on this is just amazing.
And then instruments, I like this.
Yeah, this is the little musical flair you get whenever you make a kill shot, or it mainly comes into play on kill shots. Ready?
Okay, yep.
All right, hit start game on your end.
Okay, it just says waiting.
Okay. Warning, undead. Da 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 da. Confirm. Yes.
All right. Ooh.
Yeah. Fancy. I'm gonna let you watch this.
Okay.
It all happened like I knew it would. A single drop of source magic. And, like flies to honey, the monsters swarmed. The rebel panicked. The carnage began. And the magisters pointed their fingers at me. Just as I'd planned. I was shackled and collared and sent to Fort Joy. I'd come here to kill Godwoken. But instead I became part of their story.
All right.
Simple and just
Yeah.
sets things up. Crazy witch plans to get captured.
Yeah.
Tale as old as time.
So it wasn't a dream after all.
Oh man, this is awesome.
Did the murderer
Yep.
take him into this room? Or was he already? Playing dead, are you? Probably a good idea.
Oh, so we can just take all the stuff.
Yeah, but some stuff has no value, and it's one of those. There's no reason to take it.
Sure, sure. A little bit of gold.
Like your laboratory stuff. Alright. Alright. So yeah, one thing about my deadness is that
You're up. Yes.
I have to stay covered up,
That collar fits
or
you
else somebody
snugly
will get
enough.
freaked the
Nice
fuck
bit of
out.
work,
That's awesome.
Even if I do say so myself. There. Not too tight.
And I can
hope.
listen in on your
The collar,
conversations.
I mean. Oh, not to worry.
So you have
The dog
control
has
over
to get used to
this.
its leash. In the meantime, your next stop will be Magister William. All passengers have to be registered in the ship's manifest, and he's the chap in charge of the logs. You'll find him on the other side of this deck, in the officers' quarters.
Ooh, I have a mystic option here.
Yeah.
No,
Take
you're
that.
alive, and you're having a conversation. You are on a ship, of course. But luckily for us both, we're merely sailing the plain old sea.
Index fingers pressed to her lips, she pauses a moment to give you a scrutinizing gander.
My word, you do seem a bit befuddled, don't you? Perhaps I was a bit too generous with that sedative. Oh well, I'm sure you'll soon gather your wits. Most likely. Eventually. In the meantime, all you need to know is that we're en route to Fort Joy. A new life awaits. And if you're a particularly good girl, perhaps a cure as well. An end to Source. For good.
Okay, I'm not going to be confrontational just yet.
Please don't.
Yeah. What we got here? Oh, alright. I'm going to take it, I just want to look at it.
Oh, she was angry at you even looking at it.
Alright.
Oh, you took leadership? Cool.
Good gods! There's been a murder here.
A young magister stands pale and silent. Her knuckles whiten around her weapon as you pass.
That can't be natural.
Yeah, it's
Ogre
the old
size,
age
isn't
old.
it?
If it's red, don't take it.
Yeah, yeah.
Burns me up this happened under our protection. We're
Right.
extremely lucky no Voidwalker followed the source that did this.
Yeah, just be passive for a little bit here.
Yeah. Also, one common thing you're gonna probably mess up on.
Mm-hmm.
To look at your character sheet, press I. Don't press C.
Like inventory.
Yeah.
Oh, but it's interesting. Like, yeah, the character sheet and inventory look like the same
Yeah.
button. Gotcha.
Also, other things you want to make sure to pick up is there's a bedroll. If you find another one, like I just picked one up. If you find another one, grab it for yourself.
I found a log.
Oh,
I don't know if that's
Well-
important.
it's a crafting material. There's a lot of weird crafting doing this.
Interesting. All right, I'll take the log.
Yeah. There's a lot of crafting materials in this,
An
and you
elf
don't even
sits
realize it at
tucked
the
away
time.
in a dark spot, lazily
Oh.
rolling dice onto the surface of a barrel. They sound like the dry cackling of an old witch.
Snake eyes.
She chuckles.
I bet that's just what they'll look like.
She shakes her head.
Game for one, I'm afraid. Rolling dice.
Yeah, she's nuts.
Deciding fates. Don't worry, honey. It isn't yours.
She looks you up and down with the merest hint of a coy smile on her lips.
Never say never, though.
Yeah.
She smiles contemptuously.
Yeah, let's not start shit. We're on a boat. We can't get very far.
Just a kitten in a corner, aren't we?
Can we just skip to the part where I reassure you and you shut up?
I love this guy.
And insufferable, surely.
A broad dwarf sits totally upright on the bench, eyes closed.
Yeah, you talk to
arms
him, get to
faced
know
on
him.
his knees.
He's a bro.
His beard is a cascade of meticulous plaits, each one braided through with golden medallions. He raises an eyebrow as you approach, but doesn't open his eyes.
Listen up, Geralt. You hear that? The ship, of course.
A wave of sound washes over you. The unintelligible chatter of your shipmates, the groaning of wood from floor to ceiling, the boom, crash and crackle of waves around you, complaints from the sea itself.
And?
The fellow cocks his ear, listening.
That isn't anger. It's
He cocks his ear to the other side, then smiles.
anticipation. She senses something. I'd hold on to my breeches if I were you, mate. That's all you hear, though. Listen close. There now, just like that.
Unacceptable. I've never dined on anything less than a dozen course dinner, and I don't intend to do away with the
Aha!
His eyes snap open as his countenance breaks into an expression of joy. One great paw claps you on the back, the other catches you before you lose your footing.
There, you heard it, didn't you? I knew it. I knew it. Aye, this is good news, kiddo. Good news. It's the wheel. The wheel. Don't you see, you beautiful idiot? Squeaks whenever the helmsman jerks it clockwise, which means we're heading east. Burn my beard. That means if we've been traveling for, yes, only 10.34 nautical miles to Fort Joy.
advertising things coming out of plague-stricken pigs.
Yeah, no indeed, Geralt. But that ain't my final destination.
The dwarf leans back from the table and strokes his beard, gold medallions jingling merrily. His eyes roll over to you.
That'll be all. Thank ye kindly, Geralt.
There has been a murder, Your Majesty. Maybe that has the Magisters more concerned than your appetite.
Told you, he's awesome.
Yeah, I feel like he'll be around quite a bit.
You clearly don't
Yeah.
know the first thing about sauce. Well, well. What have we here? A fresh face in this stale hell. Let's size you up, shall we?
Yeah, I
See
think
what
that,
you'll do.
you know.
The lizard looks you up and down, like a farmer would a fetching horse.
So as you get to know
Suddenly,
everybody,
he
I'm
takes
gonna.
you firmly
There's a
by
couple.
the
There's
chin
one other thing I
with
want
the
to point
intent
out
of
for you.
inspecting your
Okay.
teeth.
Over here, near where Beast
There's some
and
discoloration,
Gil
but
are
I've
talking,
seen worse.
there's a couple of bedrolls
After all,
underneath
one
this
can't
cot.
expect to find prime
Okay.
merchandise on a squalid
So
little
grab
ship.
one of those and put it off like in the far right of your taskbar, which you can
Now,
see is
to
like
business.
one
You'll
taskbar
answer me 3
is
questions. The first one is this.
over, I think about
Can you
20
cook?
buttons.
Oh goodness.
So there's no scrambling between
Don't even
rows
mention the
to hit
demon's
something. It's like
testes that
it
turn
should be
into
on there.
On to the second question. Can you knit, weave? In short, tailor?
I'll give you that knuckle if you keep carrying on.
Yes, I can tell from your vagabond chic, a bag is as good as a shirt kind of style. I shouldn't be getting my hopes up. On then to my final query. Have you the ability to administer the upkeep of one's personal appearance? The delicate art of cosmetics. is what
Give
I
it off. Answer all of these basically as poorly as I can.
Just
Yep.
as I thought. That explains what's besieging my nostrils. So, 3 questions asked, 3 questions answered. Let's evaluate, shall we?
Alright,
As
what's
per
this
your
gonna
own
be?
testimony, you have the taste buds of a dung beetle, the fashion sense of a monkey in a clown suit, and your personal hygiene reminds one of a carcass rotting in the sun. That won't do at all, see? I'm sad to say I must deny you the opportunity to be my slave. Ever so sorry. I know, but you just don't have what it takes. A good slave's made of sterner stuff, I'm afraid. Still, hone your skills, and one day you may just qualify for a position in a lesser household than mine. You keep dreaming, you hear?
Nice fellow. All right, so over here. are
It's
these
one of those
bedrolls.
things of he's pompous, but his heart's in the right place.
Yeah.
Now and then.
Okay.
You just need one bedroll. It never runs out of uses.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Yeah.
Can we just skip to the part where I reassure you and you shut up?
You think me mad?
All right. Here's another one.
No. Insufferable, surely.
What are you trying to hear anyway?
The adult, not the kid.
I'll tell you if you can keep it quiet long enough for me to listen.
Can't. So what's? Is there like a rotate?
Yeah. If you hold in your middle mouse button.
Oh,
That's enough
awesome.
now.
All right.
Yeah.
The adult.
Yeah.
Okay.
There you
No,
are.
we're not gonna have any
Wife.
child NPC combat companions. In
Ah,
this.
yes, of course.
Yeah.
Would you please tell this very charming gaggle of not at all rat-like
No
babes
defensive
that I
bonus
am by
because
no
they're
accounts this
a
loathsome woman,
knee-high
nor do
ankle
I
biter.
No
conceal
odd job
any
bonus?
fact. I'm
No.
deathly allergic.
Remember, he's banned from multiplayer.
Okay, let's see here.
How very correct you are, spouse of mine. Madame Josephine Gribbles de Peeb refuses to be confused with anyone else.
Madame
What?
Josephine
What's
Gribbles
so funny?
de Peeb.
Her pinched face cracks into a great grin, and she shoos the children away from her with a laugh.
Yeah, okay, you found me out. Go on and git, and maybe I'll sing you something when I'm good and ready.
She turns to you, dark-eyed and dirty-haired, and smiles flatly.
Gotta keep ourselves entertained, haven't we? Like yourself, maybe. I don't mind the kiddies, usually. Nope, trying not to find anything out either. Ignorance is bliss. The utterer, the better.
I love
But
the
I
writing
already
in
belong
this
to an
game.
elite
Yeah, no
and
kidding. It's already
exclusive
pretty
ship gang.
impressive.
We play
Yeah.
ball every day after
And this
lunch.
is just
You're
getting
soft.
to know the NPCs.
Yeah.
You take care, though.
Suddenly, her eyes cloud to an unnatural black. Greyish veins run down her face, and her mouth tightens into a cruel sneer. As quickly as they came, the clouds clear. She smiles as though no change came over her.
Interesting.
Good luck, Chief.
Yeah. All right.
It was one of them. I know it.
Alright. Should I just head to this? What is this flag?
I'm trying to
Um,
concentrate.
That's the next major objective, but
They don't care about
there's a
us.
couple more people to talk to if you'd like
okay.
to.
Yeah.
Or you can get to know them after, Here's Fane. You can listen in on my conversation.
He reaches out and examines your bandages, rubbing them between his fingers.
Sorry about that.
Fascinating.
He sits back and returns to his book, flicking quickly from page to page, completely oblivious to your presence.
What purpose did that serve? Was that a greeting? Was it... Oh dear. I seem to have crossed some cultural taboo. How difficult. You have my sincere apologies. Perhaps I should demand the same from those red-cloaked humans. They laid their hands on me more than once.
Who is this guy?
Ah, yes. The niceties. My name is Fane. I am a scholar from... Well, I am a seeker of knowledge. That is enough. It is pleasurable to meet you. Is there? Wherever do you keep it? Certainly not in your books. I have been reading this one for several minutes, and I have yet to find a single insight into the mysteries of the universe. It is simultaneously too detailed and insufficient. I know the beginning of this tale and the end, but I am rather missing the middle. Tell me, what do you know of our world's history?
Yeah, here we go.
Oh, yeah.
Please. I have no interest in that. Your books are too full of it already. No, I want to know about the Celestial,
I want to know about your gods. This text tells me that they created all creatures, but nothing of what came before. Where did these gods come from? Who are their people? Where are the others of their kind? Of course you don't have any useful information. Why did I expect anything else? Now please, run along. I have a world to decipher.
No amount of pestering will get the elf to take his eyes off his book or respond to your questions.
And one final person, and I think we should wrap this episode here and start in with the next one after I show you Ethan.
Sounds good.
All right.
For some reason, it still says that you're talking to him.
Oh no, you have to stop listening in.
Oh, that's funny. Even though you're walking away,
even
I'm
though
still
we're
like...
done. Yeah, you're still paying attention to that guy. All right.
Never thought you'd end up a
Here's
prison guard,
Ethan.
Vic.
Okay, here we go.
I always knew you.
A scruffy man lounges against the wall with scarred arms.
And while you're
folded.
doing that, I'm going to take
A
this
sly
key that's under the
smile
bed.
playing on his face. He
Nice.
stares across at the Magister Guardian.
Yeah, if you hold
Noticing
tab,
you,
any
he
loose or
straightens
hold
and
Alt,
beckons for you to come
any
closer.
loose items in the area will kind of their name will light up.
New fish.
Oh, wow.
There's a murderer
And you can pick 'em
on
up by
board,
clicking
I
the-
bet. 3 months' pay, it's this tramp Ifan.
Rolling his eyes at the Magister's warning, the man named Ifan beckons again. He leans in and adjusts your collar with a sharp tug, balancing its weight so it no longer presses unpleasantly on your neck. He winks.
Pinches less that way, right?
Hocking a phlegmy gobbet in your general direction, the sullen Magister settles back to his task of glowering at Ifan. And now, you.
We used to know each other, more's the pity. I was his commander many, many, many moons ago. Isn't that right, Vic?
Standing far back from Ifan, the tight-faced Magister draws one finger across his throat in an elaborate fashion, but says nothing. Ifan grins, flashing pointed white teeth.
Same as he was at 14 years old. Only difference is somebody gave him a bigger sword and now he's Johnny Big Pants.
That's a good name.
Yep.
Long story. Maybe I'll tell you about it in the joy. Away from interested parties.
Ifan performs an elaborate pantomime of keeping quiet, one finger in front of his lips as he leans back against the wall.
Okay, and now with that key that I picked up. Oh,
Oh, wait a minute.
that was tab.
So, yep, that was tab.
Press tab again.
Okay.
If you hold down Alt.
All right. I see garlic.
Yep.
We've got garlic.
And it's in here. Grab all the shit you want. It's not red, so.
Oh, man. Nice.
Yep.
Seeing a knife seems, or a
Never
dagger.
thought
Yeah.
you'd end up a prison.
Actually, I'm going to take the knife.
That right?
I
I always knew you'd turn out.
think I just did.
Yeah, if you hit I
Okay.
and you right-click an item, it'll give you a menu of things you can do with it.
Oh, nice. Send it to you.
One of them is send to.
Got this wolf on
Yep.
a leash.
Oh, cool. Okay, so I see you. Okay, gotcha. So here I can dump.
Yeah.
Right over the side of the ship with it.
All right.
Okay, cool.
Small poison bottle. I will take that.
Should we take
you
food or no?
You can if you'd like. It's not as needed in this game in this one as it apparently was in the first.
Okay.
Hey, healing scroll in here. Which I can use that on you, because if I use that on myself, I blow up.
That's awesome.
New recipes.
All right.
Yes, we can cook. Oh, here's the garlic. Journal. It's just a bunch of drawn dragons. Mug of wine.
Taking it. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah. Also, one thing that you want to do early rather than late in your inventory, if there's anything you know 100% you are going to sell, hold shift and click on it in your inventory.
Hold shift and click on it?
Yes. It
Oh,
will label
gotcha.
it will label it as something called wares. And you can, when you go to a merchant, you can go up to it and click sell all wares.
Nice.
Yep.
Okay,
All
so
right.
I can go ahead and mark one of these bedrolls as
Yeah,
a
you can
ware.
mark one of them as a ware. Yeah.
When you clearly don't know the first thing about sauce.
All right.
Here's the register, man.
Let's head on through.
Matt, you faring okay
God,
so far?
clicked on this guy accidentally.
Sorry.
Glad to hear it. You head on in now. Williams will get you sorted fast.
All right. Let's go in.
And if she tries to run, shoot to kill.
Turnips and water are all I was given.
Interesting.
Yeah, you can still keep walking around. Because I've got this scene going.
That's hilarious.
So you admit it then? You murdered that poor fella?
Yes, I did. But of course, that was only the beginning.
She turns her head and looks you straight in the eye.
There are others whose lives must end.
Good God, the woman's mad. You there, sorcerer, go and fetch Magister Siwan. We need to do more than collar this maniac. We need to shackle her, hands and feet.
It means your journey draws to a close. Do stick around for its finale, though, because...
She reaches for her collar and simply removes it.
I'm just about to create a scene.
Subdue her, men, quickly! If she casts source, the Voidwoken will come. They'll end us all.
She smiles with wicked satisfaction.
Precisely.
Well, here's something
Okay.
Flash should end the episode on. Oh, God. Well, we're dead. See you next time, ladies and gents.
All right. Well, cool.